what would you say are your top 3 tips for someone who wanted to master the art of buy-in?
I master the art of buy-in.
Yep.
Such as writing a book. Phew. top three tips for mastering the art of buy-in.
Yep.
I think my first tip would have to be to be absolutely clear, and this comes back to what we were talking about before, clear and passionate about what it is that you're trying to create. I think first thing we get wrong with buy-in is that we have an idea or a proposal and we get attached to it. But actually, I think what you need to get attached to is the effect that you're wanting to have from that idea or that proposal. So if I want to, introduce a new kind of way of working in our organization, for example, it's actually not the way of working that I should care about. It's the result of it that I should care about and be passionate about that. And the reason that's important is, A, you don't lose sight of, because you're going to face pushback, you're going to face resistance. You don't lose sight of that end result, even when you get that pushback and those objections. But the second part of it leads to the second tip, which is once you've got clarity around what you're trying to achieve, hold on to the idea itself quite lightly. In other words, be prepared to let go, be prepared to let other people into the conversation. Be prepared to let other people have their ideas heard. Be prepared to let other people shape the result. And in the book, I talk about this as being the step into a what's possible stance, which is, as I come into a conversation with my proposal, whether it's, here's my book proposal, for example. I want to write a book called Work With Me, and it's about ideas and how to get people to buy in. I now need to adopt a what's possible stance, which is, as I sit here with my conversation with whether it's the publisher or whoever, where I think to myself, well, from this conversation, I wonder what's possible. In other words, what might change here because of their input to it, or what might actually get better because of their perspectives. And that requires me to be a little bit courageous about letting go and not knowing the answer to every question in that conversation. So that's my second tip, is hold the idea lightly, adopting that what's possible stance. And then the third tip for getting people's buy-in to ideas is, I think it's really difficult, and the word ideas probably is the clue to this. It's very easy rather to stay in this place of we're just talking ideas and concept. If you want people to buy into something, give them a really clear and easy first step to take to experience it or to test it out. In other words, it's too easy to try and sell the big change, the big overall shift, and talk about that. It's not easy to do it. It's easy for us to get into that space, but I think it's much easier for people to come on board when you say, well, look, let's just try this one thing next week or tomorrow, and it will only take half an hour of your time. Let's give it a go. Let's see how it goes. And at the end of it, let's chat about, did it work? Didn't it work? If not, let's ditch it. If it's not working for you, we won't do it, but let's just give it a little go. And actually getting people's buy-in through baby steps is probably a lot more powerful than trying to do it in one big bolus chunk.
Love it. Thank you, Simon. I'm just going to show you your book again. Work With Me, How to Get People to Buy Into Your Ideas by the lovely Simon Dowling. Thank you so much.